CMMS Radio talks about all things CMMS, computerized maintenance management software, focused on maintenance management. It's the people, the process, and the culture that make your CMMS journey a success. Welcome back to CMMS Radio, everyone. Today, we are going to meet Team WearCheck International, and this is ahead of the Reliable Plant Conference that is happening out in Chicago, June 2nd through June 5th. You got to get to this show. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff happening. Now, I met a lot of these folks last year at Reliable Plant, and just to remind everybody, the hotels are selling out fast. They're already on the overflow hotels, so make sure you get in there and sign up. Go to conferences.reliableplant.com, and you can use discount code CMMS5, get you a little extra discount on your attendance. Keep an eye out for flash sales. That discount will work on top of that. So I want to welcome to CMMS Radio, Jon Fazenbaker. I also want to welcome Andy Lantos.
Hello, sir.
And Bill Quesnel.
Good morning.
There he is. And Leila Morzan.
Hey.
I am so glad we got to work this out. You're the first group to ever do 4 at one time on CMMS Radio. So what I'm going to try to do is run this in a round-robin style. And we're kind of going to go around the horn first and have you, instead of me, tell everyone your role at WearCheck International. So to start out, we're going to start with you, Jon. Tell us about your role and what you do at WearCheck.
Well, as most things with WearCheck International, you get us in a group. You get one of us, you get all of us. But I've been with WearCheck for 27 years now. I'm based out of our Cary, North Carolina office. I've been in the industry for about 30 years. Current role and position here is President and Chief Operating Officer. However, I think what I do best, and my main priority is to facilitate what my employees and what our end users need in order for them to be successful. And I love every minute of doing it.
All right. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Next, we're going to move it over to Andy. Tell us a little bit about your role, what you do.
So I'm Vice President for Research and Development for WearCheck in South America. We're based in Argentina. We're Dr. Lantos Labs. And we are very specialists on research and development and lubrication to get the best practices for the field. So this is mostly what I do within the company, and we serve this service throughout the globe with all of our partners from WearCheck.
All right, good stuff. Now, we definitely got to hear from you, Bill.
Yeah, well, to follow up on what Jon said, I'm Bill, and I'm president here at WearCheck in Canada. I've been in this industry now for 35 years, and a very similar role to what Jon does down in the U.S., but for our Canadian counterparts.
All right, good stuff. And I saved the best for last. Leila, tell us just a little bit about your role.
Thank you. Well, I'm the marketing leader of this WCI, or this is a family more than a company. So I'm the marketing leader.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So when it comes to what I wanted to really do this episode around was as a lead up to the Reliable Plant Conference, because I know we all love that conference. There's a lot of unique aspects about how that conference really works. It seems to get better every year. I know that's the experience that I have, and it's got to do with the learning sessions, and the workshops. And instead of checking the schedule, I thought I would just ask here, when we're at conference, which of you will be running either a learning session, doing some speaking as a keynote, or running any workshops?
Yeah, there's a couple of us. So Andy will be doing a paper. I'll let him quickly describe that if he wants.
Go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, we will be doing a paper. More than a paper, it will be a live online electron microscopy and wear debris analysis direct from Argentina. So we're going to be set up with our engineers in Argentina under the microscope and analyzing a real case study, a tribology case study in front of the audience, so everybody can know what this tool can be used as.
Excellent. That sounds fun. What else you got, Bill?
So I'm going to be doing a joint presentation with the hosts of our conference, Noria, Bennett Fitch,
as well as Pfizer. So we're going to be talking about the integration of their LuPM system with our AutoApp API that we've integrated through our WebCheck system.
Excellent. And I think I saw a presentation last year that was talking about that, how it existed then, and there's probably been a lot of development since. So I think I'm remembering that correctly. What about you, Jon? Are you doing anything other than working the booth and working the floor?
Oh, you're going to just see me there with some flair. One of the things as well is the WearCheck International Group. We've been working very tightly together for several decades, but over the past 2 years specifically, we have really found a way to consolidate and become even more integrated and close. So we will have several of our other members from other countries, from Thailand, from South Korea there as well with us again this year. So what we'll be doing is kind of a formal unveil of the new WearCheck International Group branding. So we have upgraded to a larger booth this year. We're going to have all the same flair and fun in the booth and the activities that we did last year. And again, I mean, I'm there to learn from my counterparts as well as from everybody else at Reliable Plant.
Yeah, I think. And now, Leila, will you be at conference, or are you going to support from afar?
No, I'm going to be there.
Cool. Because
you can find her next to the cornhole boards, Greg.
All right. Yeah, playing the cornhole, and I think they call that the end zone area. And they're doing some bigger stuff this year. I've heard a little bit about it because I just got back from Mobius Connect Live, the kickoff event in Houston, and I was talking to Brett there at Noria and hearing some of these things. Some of it I can't share right now, but it's really cool stuff. And I'm definitely going to be hitting your booth and talking to all of you when I'm there, because I'm going to be there for that thing as well. When it comes to industry trends, and we can kind of run this around the horn and pick who wants to respond first. I'll let you guys decide. When it comes to current industry trends, a lot of times you might know I'm interested in two things. One, what are you really excited about that's trending right now, that's actually going to potentially stick and be a really good thing for us in the industry when it comes to lubrication, oil analysis, maintenance management, all that industry stuff. And then I also want to hear from you on what you're concerned about, what kind of needs to stop, or where we need to be careful if we are practitioners and maintenance managers. You want to start with Bill?
Yeah, well, a couple things. I mean, definitely the integration that we're starting to do at the client level has been really quite an exciting thing. And when we launched our AutoApp API back in 2022, we weren't quite expecting this kind of a reception. So, the sort of automation and integration you can do between a customer's oil analysis program and their CMMS or EAM system has been really, really quite eye-opening. And we've had a lot of great successes. And in fact, last year at Reliable Plant, that's one of the presentations we did. And that was very successful. One of the concerns we have in our industry is that there's so many new tools that we're offering to our clients. I mean, we really differentiate ourselves with our QR coded system and the asset tags, the online system, the companion application, the management summary reports, is that we're worried that our customers aren't actually taking advantage of these tools to really get the maximum value and return on the program. So we're launching a new training course as well in the next few months, which is going to be called our Oil Insights. And it's really to take this to our customers. It's amazing. You can be working with a client for a decade, and because you've made all these vast improvements like we have over the last 6 years, you have to realize that they may not be aware of that. And, it's not through Leila's lack of marketing efforts. Trust us, we've done so much work with our marketing in the last few years. And, that's part of why we're really excited about coming to Reliable Plant this year. Bigger booth, bigger presence, because we want to show the world what we have. And that's my big concern for the industry is go back, look at your oil provider, your oil analysis provider, and say, hey, what do you got that I'm not using? And that's really what we're going to try and roll out over the next year is to bring all these amazing tools to our clients' attention.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with him on that, Greg. We've seen a double-edged sword in our community. last year you spoke, led a panel, and you were talking about an adopt and adapt. And if that doesn't happen, then the full scale of the maintenance program doesn't come in. With the developments we've done over the years, we've seen a lot of buy-in from the reliability engineer side. Where the lack, where that disconnect has been is that RE communication going all the way down to the tech. Is that technician able to help make that decision as to what software platforms they're using, how they're using it? So with the education happening at NORIA and at different conferences and the stuff that we do on our own as well, we think we're really starting to bridge that gap and bringing those two entities closer together to give a package that all parties involved can use.
Oh my God, John, did you just tee me up? I think you teed me up there.
I think I did.
Because we were just discussing this recently in a meeting, is this disconnect between the reliability level and the technician level. And this is really why we're excited about bringing together a joint presentation with NORIA and Pfizer and talking about how we can integrate the actual lubrication management tools that people use, like NORIA's Lube PM, with integrating it in their oil analysis program, so that the reliability people and the technical people, the people that are doing the tasks and making the oil changes and doing those maintenance things, can see that same data. And, up to this point, that's not really been available in the industry. So that's really something we're excited to see. And we're really excited to see what the feedback's going to be from the attendees, because a lot of them are those machinery lubrication technicians, right?
Yeah, that's and you're hitting on some really important stuff when it comes to the industry overall. So you're hitting on education, where we really of late see a lot of people throughout the industry saying we need more and better education to keep kind of helping clients find other ways to thrive, to further improve. So they start these different programs, bring in the technology, and we want to kind of caress that or nurture that and give them opportunities to continually improve. Of course, we want them to first be effective and not make efficient processes that don't really make an impact. And then when it comes to things like overall concern and how we can shout out about that, and then bring it all the way back to how these technologies can communicate, create the awareness. I think technology is really a tool. It's as good as the people and the processes that you have in place. But then when that starts to actually stick and work, you get all these great clues from a KPI perspective. And that's top to bottom, bottom to top, left to right within an organization, if only they will kind of move that way. That's one of the trends that I always worry about, is wow, we've moved forward on this initiative. We've selected this, we've brought in that. And then people start to kind of go back to what they were doing. And that's not it. So I'm kind of a big fan on that. I like to be an instigator. Now, Andy, what about you? Do you have any trends or things that you've seen that you're super excited about, or anything that you are concerned about that you want people to have a better awareness or kind of beware of?
Well, I was thinking about everything we were talking here, and it comes down to having good records, because when you've got good records, then your KPIs work and you don't have to, they come up automatically. It's not that you have to work for them. They're just being worked as long as you're doing the tasks. And so that's why it's important to have this level of integration. It seems that every day we have more AI tools and whatnot. However, our time gets scarce and scarce every time. So we don't have any time to have multiple systems, and we need the systems to be integrated. And if I need to keep a record of a lubrication process, I need to be able to keep it in my CMMS, in my lubrication system, or in my oil analysis system, and this syncs to all of my other systems on spot. And this is what we're achieving with all of this integration. And I think this is where the huge impact happens in the plants, where we start having a natural place to load our records, and records are good data, quality data, and integrated. That's why it's also important to have a good quality lab that gives you back the good quality data, because then you get good tasks and good follow-up tasks after the inspections. So that's kind of the place where I'm super interested in all of the integration of these inspections, and being oil analysis is such an important inspection because all of potential it has to get to the root causes and get to the to problem solving. So yeah, that's kind of what thrills me of all of this area.
Good. And, I learn more and more about this every time I talk to folks on the podcast. That's important for me. But when I'm at conferences, especially Reliable Plant, I get a ton of different insight. It's explained to me in different ways so that I can essentially, over these last couple of years and moving forward, learn more. I mean, I've had conversations with you, Jon. I've had conversations with you, Bill. And I don't think you and I, maybe briefly at conference, if you were there last year, Andy. And Leila, I want to ask you a question about what you do. It's kind of about your role, but when it comes to the marketing push and what you're looking for out there, is there something in the way of like an ideal type of environment or potential client that you're speaking to that, hey, we just want you to know about us, that you could describe a little bit?
Well, yes, we have like potential industries that we work with and we like to work with, and but these years we work in our brand, in our spirit, in our what we want to communicate to the people, what we are like as a group, and we put the focus on that because we are different labs around the world and we have like the same identity, and basically the idea was to communicate that passion and uh, that that we are a family. That's the core. So
Nice. Nice.
If I may add a concept I like very much.
Of course.
When we do marketing, we're actually doing customer service. What we love doing is customer service. We're so customer oriented, and we think that our best marketing is the conversations we can have with our customers and being able to actually care. Like we have this hashtag which is we care, which comes from it derived from WearCheck to we care. And that's what we do, and that's what we get from being all of these independent labs around the globe, which we share all of this passion. And as independent labs, we get to get the best conversations with our customers, and we hear them and we listen them to them, and we get to know what their problem is, and we offer them then the perfect solution for that. And that's what our marketing is. And well, our companies are 25 to 65 years old, and that's why we're so successful in each of our regions, because all of our commitment is put into the field and the customer. So that's
Nice.
kind of that's what our marketing strategy is.
And I can tell by looking at Greg too behind him, looking at some of these T-shirts. Obviously, you're a Pink Floyd fan at some point as well, probably.
Sure.
So one of the analogies that we did to put WearCheck International in a nutshell is think of that broad spectrum. Think of all the colors coming into that prism with all the different diverse types of natures. All of the WearCheck International groups have their own specialties within their regions, but we're able to come through on the other side with a focused approach to provide true reliability solutions on a global platform, with yet maintaining our local feel and flair and local service levels. And I think that's important because that really parallels us with the way a lot of the larger manufacturing and the companies that we work with that attend Reliable Plant. You have a spectrum of Google Earth at 30,000 feet all the way down to that granular street view level happening within a company. Google Earth is looking at the main focus. Where are we going? What direction are we heading? But as you come down through and you're going through the layers to get to that street view, the street view is where the money is actually being made. That's where the product's made. That's where the money's made. And being able to tie those together and provide platforms throughout with WearCheck, we're able to take that granular look and that high level look and deliver it in one package that could be used across an organization.
Absolutely. And you said something that's really, really important. I've been having lots of conversations about this when it comes to where the money is made. And there's this concept that I think you all would generally understand. I mean, probably really understand more deeply than me, that the operations that are really out there making the things that are going out into the world and keeping everybody moving and all that great stuff, it all happens on the plant floor, actually where the work is being done, where the things are being made, where these machines can potentially break down, fail, produce less, all that stuff, where things wear out. And I wanted to take this opportunity to just kind of highlight that. A lot of leaders in, the other levels of organizations and in the boardrooms, they may think that they make the money for the companies that you guys serve. That ain't it. It's actually on the shop floor. It's actually in the field where the things are produced, because without that, you're done, you're cooked. They manage it, they administer it, they try to make things happen. But the people that really make the money are your operators. And then, of course, the maintenance people that keep those machines running. So this is all good stuff. I want to go around the horn as first timers on CMMS Radio. I usually do a fun question segment, and I want to do that for each of you, but I'm going to change it up a little bit. If you've ever seen the episodes, I'm going to throw you a little bit of a curveball, but it's not a trick or anything like that. So we're going to start with Jon, and the first thing I want to ask you is, do you have a favorite industry that you serve that when you're just working in that industry, it's like, wow, this is my spot. This is my place?
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, anybody that will listen to me, just this industry as a whole. I'm 50 years old this year, but I've been doing this for 30 years. So over half of my life, I've been a part of this industry. So I've obviously got to touch all segments and sectors of it. But I do spend a lot of time myself within the heavy construction and heavy civil construction industry,
Cool.
working with yellow iron fleets and things like that.
That works. Now let's move that over to Bill. Do you have a favorite industry or something to that effect when it comes to all this work you do in a big, wide global industry?
I get current favorite industries. That's how it works. Like 35 years doing this, and everything was brand new to me when I started in this role, and I really was just in such a learning phase. And now what I really enjoy is industries that kind of push the envelope for me and take me into whole new learning spheres. So it was a few years ago, turbines, and I was really intrigued by the kind of testing and data and analysis and talking to reliability engineers in the turbine industry. And since then, I've moved on to things like even more specialty fields, greases, electrohydraulic control systems, heat transfer fluids, things that are really on the fringe of our industry. So that's really my thing. I like to try and explore new areas and reach out into new industries that we haven't touched before and see what we can do to benefit those kind of clients. But I reiterate what Jon says. I love the whole industry. That's why I'm still here.
Very good. Very good. Now, of course, Andy, you got to answer the same question. Are there any kind of favorites that jump out at you, or maybe currently, like right now, I'm really fascinated by X industry or Y industry?
Yeah, right now I'm very passionate about compressors, all kind of compressors, both reciprocating compressors or screw compressors. I feel they are maybe one of the most complex instruments you've got to lubricate, because you've got so different conditions in the suction and in the discharge, so many different pressures and temperatures and dilutions and gases. So it creates a chemical atmosphere, which is really interesting. And it's, in many cases, you can't have a perfect lubrication. So you have to commit to the best lubrication you can have and start doing a risk analysis to see what the aspects are which you cannot perfectly manage with a bulk lubrication, but then you have to manage with more inspections or more testing or more condition monitoring. So that's kind of what has been in my space of research in the last 2 or 3 years, and it's really interesting. I really like that.
Awesome. Now, Leila, similar question. Anything like current that like might be new to you, or something that like, oh, this is like my favorite thing to do, whether it's an industry that you love or something about your work that you do day in and day out?
Well, I think that it's renewable energy. I think that it's the future, and I really like this field.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to another question. We're going to go around, but I'm going to go in a different direction. We're going to start with you, Leila. What is your favorite music?
Music, oh, I like rock, and I really really enjoy Queen and
Nice.
Beatles.
All
Yes.
right, good stuff. Andy, what about you? Favorite music?
So I used to be a rock guy more in my early years, but now I'm more tending to jazz and improvisation music. That's what keeps me soothing.
Tranquilo. Yeah.
Exactly.
Good, good, good. Now, for you, John, you already kind of gave it away. I know for sure you love Pink Floyd, but is there a genre of music that's like your number one go-to?
Oh, Hank Williams.
Nice.
Yeah. I like all music, but I am a hardcore old country guy at heart. So it's
Good stuff. Good stuff. And of course, Bill, we need to know, what is your favorite
Come on,
music?
I'm a Canadian. Tragically Hip's my favorite band, so that's kind of my genre of music for sure.
All right.
And we
Good
can't forget
deal.
Neil Young, another good Canadian. So
All right. I was just listening to a podcast last night where they were talking about him, and it's good stuff. These are always kind of fun things for me to ask. It helps people to kind of get to know you. So I'm kind of running a little bit of an adjustment on the fun question segment, because usually we go to the next one, which is a really big question, and we would spin out like crazy. So we're going to defer that one possibly to when we're at Reliable Plant. So first of all,
no, I'm too curious now, man.
all
I
right,
can't do that.
all right, let's go.
You can edit this out, man. Just spin it.
I'm not going to edit none of this.
Okay.
First we're going to start with you and just give us a quick snip on what's your philosophy, perspective, anything at all when it comes to this concept of work-life balance.
That's a great question. And I'm the owner of WearCheck here in Canada, and that's always been a really challenging thing in life. And if you've got about 2 or 3 more hours on your podcast here, I can get into it a little bit with you. No, I think the key thing is it's important to have fun at work. And I was interesting. I was reading something the other day that says only about 18% of people ever say that they laugh at work, and that blew my mind. That's really discouraging, because I'll tell you, one of the things about WearCheck International is I probably would have gone crazy a long time ago, Greg, if they weren't all here, because we've all got the same kind of real intensity and passion and excitement about what we do. So when we get together, there's a lot of laughter. I got to say that, a lot of serious work, but we got to make sure that there's a lot of time for fun. And, if you see us at Reliable Plant, I think you'll get a feeling for where the work-life balance comes in with us. I mean, we're first in the booth, last out, and then you'll meet us at the social events, right? And we're always having a great time. So I've always felt that that's a very important thing. I'm very involved with my family, very involved with my kids. I have wonderful relationships. They're young adults today, and they're just my favorite people to hang out with. In fact, they'll probably come to the tail end of Reliable Plant, and we'll spend some time in Chicago. So, my philosophy, you get one life, enjoy it, really enjoy it, and find a career you can enjoy, and surround yourself with people that make you feel good about yourself and make you happy. Yeah, there you go.
I like it. All right. So what do you got for us, John? Just a real quick hit on this concept of work-life balance. Is it a thing? And what do you do to kind of maintain something like it?
I mean, to me, it's not even really a thing for me. I mean, my family and my work are so interconnected, and I love what I do so much. There's not a day that I wake up and say, "Oh, I have to go to work today." No, I miss not coming to work every day. At the same point in time, my family likes to come to the office. My family likes to listen to me talk like this on meetings when I'm at home and working remotely as well. It's, what my work has been able to provide to my family is not just monetarily. It's the relationships I've built from customers and from other WearCheck employees that has helped me grow as a father, as a person, and in life in general. and I'm very proud of what I do, and my family is proud of what I do as well.
Cool. Very cool. Leila, do you have kind of a perspective or a thought when it comes to that idea around work-life balance?
It's a difficult one because I think that work is part of my daily life, and life is part of my daily work. So basically, I work with my family, and it's kind of fun, uh, but it's like one thing. I don't feel like I have work and life. I have like both in the same bottle. So I feel like that, and I think that it's fortunately I feel that way.
Okay. That's
So,
that.
Greg, just got a little quick background. Leila loved WearCheck so much she married Andy. Okay, she came in as the young marketing girl, and now they're married, right? So there's a work-life balance for you.
Yeah. Yeah. No kidding. So Andy, you're going to share with us then your perspective, which may or may not be so unique. It might be similar to everyone else's, but what do you have to say about this idea about work-life balance?
Well, I do think that it's really important to keep a balance and to be able to have some spaces where you disconnect. I do like disconnecting from work and some weekends, and especially on vacations. When I'm on vacations, I need that to be my space and my own time, and try to disconnect and try to dissipate much of the stress that's involved with having important roles in these kind of companies.
Yeah.
So that's kind of from the philosophy point of view, but it's also uh, well, actually, my grandparents started our lab. They started our lab in 1960, and it's the oldest commercial lab in the world. So I got to work with my grandparents. I get to work every day with my father. Now I get to work every day with my wife too. So it's kind of difficult to disintegrate, and it's difficult to be in a family gathering and maybe not pop up a lab topic,
Yeah.
but it's fun too, and we try to keep that balance as good as possible.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you for me. So I'm not going to answer the question, but I'm going to say for each of you, like, you know, there's no wrong answers on this. It's always interesting for me and maybe somebody else to hear these perspectives. And I know you all work extremely hard. I know you're all extremely passionate about what you do, and I've seen you in action. I've seen you at Reliable Plant, and I've seen you on the exhibit floor, and I've seen, for sure, Bill, I've seen you present. And I think last year I had the honor of moderating one of your sessions because I think it went right after the panel discussion, if I recall correctly. And I've also bumped into you at the social events, and the energy doesn't change. It doesn't go away. And even if I'm not where you guys are hanging out, like, at the hotel or whatever, if I'm way over there, I know where you guys are because I can always hear John hooting and hollering and just all about it, man. And I want to thank the four of you for spending this time with me. I'm really excited to see you at Reliable Plant in just under 8 weeks. We're going to be out there at the Schaumburg Convention Center, and I hope this was really fun for you because it was a blast for me.
Thanks, Greg. I had a great time.
Great for us as well.
Thank you so
Looking
much.
forward to Reliable Plant, man.
That's
Awesome.
right.
Awesome. We'll see you there.
We will.
Did you find this episode helpful? Please send us some feedback, suggest a topic, or ask a question. Reach out to CMMS Radio if you need a co-pilot on your CMMS project. Visit CMMSradio.com and use the What's on Your Mind link. Thank you for tuning in to CMMS Radio, your resource for all things CMMS, from selection to implementation, to help you make better choices, learn from industry experts, and have a successful CMMS journey.